my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop living, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about something very exciting that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but because of an embargo I had to sit on it for a little bit. But that is Jack Ryan Season 2, brought to you by Amazon Prime. Now, you guys did get a treat because you got to get it a day early, releasing yesterday, October 31st. I'm originally supposed to be released November 1st, but let me tell you that Jack Ryan, the first season was just amazing. Really, really loved it. I didn't have any expectations, obviously being a fan of John Clancy and the books and the movie and so forth, that, sometimes when you see movies, that, were really good, entertaining or whatever to your like, when you hear that they're going to extend a show about it, you kind of get a little bit of reserves, like The Purge, for instance, and Shooters, for instance. Kind of was a little leery about it, but I will say that Amazon did a really remarkable job in their promotion for it, leading into season 1, from their presence at cons. The activations were just amazing. I mean, if you were there at San Diego, when you seen that big helicopter over off across from the convention center, like it automatically you gravitated to it. But actually doing the experience, the VR experience and everything was amazing. And then for the people that was not able to be at San Diego, you was able to interact with it on Twitch, which their interactions affected the interactions of the people live in San Diego. So it's just all around was just really good. But again, from the promotion of it, and the commercials and everything, it was just really, really, really good. And then actually watching it, I was just blown out of my seats. That was so good. And especially with streaming services now, so always like fingers crossed, like, man, I enjoyed that. Please do we get a season 2. So knowing that we were going to get a season 2, I was super excited. Got to get it early, got to watch it. Very, very good. And now you guys all have an opportunity to see it. And again, this is going to be a really non-spoiler quick briefing of the season, where Sam is going to actually come follow behind, give you each episode breakdowns with reactions and so forth. So you definitely want to stay tuned to that. So the big question is, how does season 2 fare to season 1? It's very, very good, and it actually dives deeper into the ideology of the character Jack Ryan, who is obviously is repraised by John Krasinski, who does an amazing job. Probably my favorite Jack Ryan, which is kind of like not fair, sort of say, because you got more screen time with him. But nonetheless, it's really, really, really good. And if you are not familiar with the series, I would highly recommend that you want to binge season 1, because it's really good, and it really does. Again, it gives you the mindset of everything that's happening with season 2. But season 2 starts off, okay, so season 1, and again, this is the other things that I get really reserves about. Season 1 kind of started off slow and laid a lot of the groundwork, and then the action picked up. And I mean, the finale, the finale episode was just amazing. Just breathtaking. But season 2 says, okay, so all that we did season 1 as far as slowly pacing into it, forget that. We're getting right into it. And the other cool thing about it that I really like too is that they're tackling something where it's kind of in perspective to what's happening in the world anyway. So if you're not, keeping up with the news, we know there's been a massive crisis in Venezuela, down in South America. And with that happening, and then the show taking place there, where we follow the CIA agent Jack Ryan, who's been tasked to go down there to kind of investigate. Seems to be some suspicious / illegal movement of firearms down into the country. That when you think about the CIA, the whole mystique of what the CIA does and FBI and so forth, it's just like when we're getting a real glimpse of almost practical situations of what they could daily be doing right now. So with the intrigue of that, and with this good storytelling this season, like, it really puts you on edge, and just really good action and really good perspective to not only the real world scenario, but the mind of the character Jack Ryan, who, you know, we're seen as a desk guy. Why is he a desk guy? But he's so good in the field. But you know, why would they, you know, why would they put somebody so good in the field on a desk job? So you see a lot of how that comes about in the mindset of this character. So the one thing that Jack Ryan and anybody who's a fan of Tom Clancy knows, that there's just always a good level of authenticity to stories, but also a lot of mystery. And this season 2, 100%, especially like the first 3 or 4 episodes, I was almost a little bit confused as to who actually the villain was. There was just layers on top of layers of just clues, mystery, and this kind of indecisiveness of where the story might go, which is great because it leaves you completely on your toes and you just don't know what to expect, along with just action happening anywhere. And this I will say this season takes some chances for sure, because it gets you invested in things quickly and snatch it right away from you. So it's really interesting. And like I said, this season, I feel like it's like season 1 was slowly paced and was more of the background, more of the origin story, where this is more the action. I think sooner or later we're going to get to the point of seeing the Jack Ryan that you guys may be accustomed to from either from the movies or from either or the books. But I really think that what this season did is just that it absolutely doubled down on everything that season 1 was able to provide. Bringing moving from Syria to Venezuela, it's keep bringing real practical world crisis into the story, and into its stories that it gives its fans a lot of intrigue for realism as far as societal realism, and then story realism, and then just, you know, it makes you feel like it makes you feel like you're part of the CIA and an investigator after a while, or agent. Now, talking about the characters. Now, I know I spent a lot of time talking about the Jack Ryan character, and James Greer character, played by Wendell Pierce, is just phenomenal as well. Going into it's his second season, really too. Like, they're best friend type of buddy chemistry. You just kind of love it. But you also see James Greer's challenges this season unlike no other. But when you talk about new character just here this season, for season 2, number one that really sticks out to me is the character Mike November, who's played by Michael Kelly. Absolutely cream of the crop. Just easily my favorite this season. And then next I would have to say that Noomi Rapace, who plays Naomi Burrowman. Very interesting character as well. Now, again, when I talk about like the layers and puzzles of it that's going on, just keep a note to her character from the immediate time that you see her on the screen. There's just a lot that goes on, a lot of layers in it. So with that being said, like, it's just every character is really has a lot of depth to them. And as much as, you know, like I said, season 1 was an origin story, this season gives you a lot of detailed information about characters, but also provides the action and also keeps things very well paced, so that these 8 episodes, they breeze by like no other. To be honest, when I first was binging it, I got through 5, and a part of me was thinking like, wait, how many more do I have to go? Because I was so surprised that it just went by so quick. And it was kind of painful, because I wanted to talk about it so bad, and, you know, respecting the embargo, I was just like, I just have to wait. But now that it's released, everyone can watch it, everyone can talk about it, and I think everyone's going to have a really good time with this season. So to kind of wrap this up, because it's kind of getting a little bit long here, because like I said, just a short little outline of what you can expect season 2. The one thing that the season does, I think, beyond the action, which is really good, and the different dynamics and layers that the characters provide, is that when you start presenting real life situations and crisis, it really does put you sort of say at times in a political mindset where you start wondering, well, who's really the bad guy here? You know, is it America? Is it the country or whoever that the current mission is being tasked to investigate? You know, who is it? Who's the protagonist? Who's the antagonist at times? And I felt like a lot in this season that we got to see America shoot themselves in the foot, and it's really, really interesting how some of this stuff does play out. But ultimately, like I said, for 8 episodes, that this season does a really good job pacing himself, giving a lot of twists and turns to send the story into like really unpredictable directions and so forth, with a lot of intrigue as well too for everybody. But with addition to that, you got just tons of action. I can't emphasize enough. I think it's some of the best action that's on television right now. But ultimately, all of the building blocks in this episode all come together for a really, really cohesive conclusion to season 2. That, man, I can't believe waiting for season 3 is going to be such a hard struggle. But I hope you guys really thoroughly check it out. Hope you enjoy it, and please stay tuned for the each episode breakdown. Hopefully I'll be back along with Sam so we can really dive deep into it, because this is really hard trying to not give away some of the details here. But again, I hope you guys, I'm getting my words off because I'm thinking about what I want to say about the episodes and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this and stay locked. We ain't gonna stop.